Welcome to this presentation of UPSL Soccer Action, live on YouTube and presented by the Atlantic Soccer Media Group.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Terra Stadium. UPSL Georgia Regional Cup Match Day 3 continues. We've got Atlanta Rovers FC. We've got Club the Strongest Atlanta, and it's right here, and it's next.
Would everyone please rise and stand for the presentation of the national anthem?
Hello again, everybody, and thank you for joining us. We are back here, Heinz Ward Field at Terra Stadium. I'm Drew Dickinson, alongside Stephen Johnson once again. Stephen, Club the Strongest Atlanta, Atlanta Rovers FC. Only thing I got to say about this is I can't wait.
Yeah, we finished the appetizer with the last match. It was a great appetizer, but now we're on to the main course. These are not two new teams. These are two contenders going head-to-head, and speaking of contenders, they're coming in here not only with great records, they're coming with perfect records.
Atlanta Rovers FC were the summer 2022 Regional Cup champs. They made their mark on the UPSL Premier Division very, very fast. Won the Regional Cup, started off the season with a bang, had a few injuries. Like I mentioned in the previous game, they were knocked out of the playoffs, and they didn't even get a goal scored on them. We'll talk more about that as the game goes on. Club the Strongest Atlanta, a few different names out there than last season. They don't have Cush Clark. Norman Carmona is back today after missing the first 2 games of the Regional Cup. Like I said before, I'm really excited about this game. 2 powerhouses of the Premier Division going at it today, Stephen.
Yeah, and it's a really interesting dynamic that both these teams come in with. As we mentioned, they have perfect records. They're both 2-0, which means they are both guaranteed to be going through to the playoffs. Now, one may think, yeah, there's a lot to play for here, as you want to be the first seed. You want to avoid that other first seed until the finals. But there's another way to look at it, too, which is if you want to win the cup, you got to beat every comer, every opponent, every match you play. So it'll be interesting to see how these 2 teams play against each other. But knowing their histories and knowing that we do have the reigning cup champs here, I think we're going to get a good, intense match tonight.
Like to point out that the top goal scorer for Atlanta Rovers FC last season, Mr. Alejandro Rodriguez, is starting out on the bench. So if you are a Club the Strongest Atlanta fan, that's bad news for you, because after your boys have been run ragged for 60 to 70 minutes, Rodriguez is going to come off the bench and make it even worse. Let's hope they have a game plan. I'm sure they do. We are underway here for the first 45 minutes. Club the Strongest Atlanta taking on Atlanta Rovers FC. Club the Strongest going from left to right in their traditional yellow stripe, black stripe kits, and in the all red going from right to left, Atlanta Rovers FC. A couple players I want to point out for Atlanta Rovers FC, one being Sebastian Montero. He's already won a national title here in the UPSL with Atletico Atlanta. He is the maestro of this midfield for Atlanta Rovers FC. And a lot of newcomers, like I said, but keep your eye on Mauricio Cross. Came from Seas United. He is now going to be the maestro himself, playing on that central defensive midfield spot for Club the Strongest, Stephen.
This really feels like a building year for Club the Strongest. They had a lot of new people come in, like you mentioned, coming over from Seas particularly. And this feels like the year where they can start to break into that upper echelon.
Ball's played across the middle, headed away, right back to the feet. Cleared away. Sammy Benana. Win Boone Pursuit puts it inside the middle of the park for Club the Strongest. I apologize, for Rovers. Cleared away. One back by Duran Aguero.
Rovers are doing a great job of just keeping the pressure up. Club the Strongest already a few cracks showing, maybe some pre-match jitters here, knowing who they're going to be going up against. But Rovers, they're showing why they're the reigning champs.
Through ball attempt, looking for Nazario. Can he find the ball? No, goalkeeper comes out, makes a great save. Jason Chavez, confident off the line, scoops it up. He's going to reset. He's going to roll it out to the right side. Aiden Colquitt in possession, finds the feet of Niles Brown. Niles from Atlanta, Georgia, went to Worcester High School and Coral Academy.
Yeah, big actually change up here. It looks like a poor pass play back from Los Tigres is actually going to lead to our first real opportunity of the game. Rovers with a corner kick in a beautiful time to match.
Jimmy Lee Noel comes from his winger position to take this corner. The Haitian's going to have a right foot in swinger. And the ball's played in. Cleared away by Club the Strongest, right to the feet of Niles Brown. Brown just a bit too heavy of a touch. Going to put it out right in front of his own bench. Throw in for Rovers. He was pressured by number 8, Sebastian Montero. When Boone Pursuit is going to take this throw for the Rovers. He's got McConan Clare behind him. And Frank Holmes square. He goes to Nzario Mbomio. Mbomio goes back to win. Claire's pressured by Norman Carmona, able to find the feet of Win. But Niles Brown was there to strip the ball and put possession back to Club the Strongest. Heavy touch there by Colquitt. Referee didn't like what he saw by Mbomio. It's going to be a free kick for Los Tigres.
And they're already being tested here at the back. Interesting to note with Club the Strongest Atlanta, a.k.a. Los Tigres, is that they do come out with a 3 at the back system, so putting a lot of emphasis on those wing backs to really give them some attacking width.
Randy Matthews under pressure, clears it away. Darius Jaja applied the pressure. Jaja had the opening day brace in week 1. He was scoreless last week. He's going to be itching to get on the board today. It's going to be difficult because that is a very well composed back line of Rovers. Stripped in the midfield. Strongest back in possession. They find the feet of Norman Carmona. Carmona finished in the top 3 in the Golden Boot race in the fall season. He's going to be looking to put more on the board this year and take home the crown this season. Doesn't have his tag team partner right now in Kush Clark. Let's see how he does without him. I like to see Norman play a little bit more solo himself, as he's a great player. No shade against Kush, because he's just as good, but never really had a chance to see them play apart from each other. So I'm anxious to see what Norman can do by himself in that number 9 role. Back in possession here for the Rovers is McConan Clare. Captain takes a few touches, I apologize, drops it back to the goalkeeper, Valdivinos. Valdivinos pushes it out to the right side to Rennie Matthews. Rennie is staple defenseman here for Rovers. Just not on the same page as the right winger. Pushes it out. It's going to be a throw-in for Los Tigres.
It's the first time the Club the Strongest, Los Tigres, are going to have the ball in this attacking third, really. So, shell this one back. We'll see what they can do in the build-up play.
Pressure here early on from the Rovers. Still in possession are Los Tigres out on the left side. Lots of pressure here early on from the Rovers, not making it easy for Club the Strongest. And the Rovers have just won themselves a throw-in. Chris Ramos is going to collect this ball and take the throw for the home team. Just about 5 minutes in, no real action. Goalkeepers haven't had their names called upon. Both teams still trying to feel each other out. Montero in possession. Frank Holm decides to reset with Matthews. Matthews carries it up through the middle, plays it across to the left side to the feet of McConan Clare. Mac plays it up to number 19, Chris Duran-Aguero, but he was stripped by Aiden Colquitt. It's going to be a foul right in the middle of the park. Free kick for Los Tigres.
It seems like Los Tigres are finally starting to get their feet under them. The first few minutes felt really nervy, especially at the back. Almost the first touch was sent wide. Now they're getting their confidence. A few cheeky one-touch passes have been going through, and they're starting to find their way, at least into the middle of this pitch. Maybe not the attacking third just yet.
Ball's played to the far post. Sandoval with the head on it, but didn't get it forward enough where he wanted it. Goal kick, Rovers. I'm looking down at this Atlanta Rovers FC bench, Steven, and I hate to disturb Alejandro Rodriguez, but he looks extremely comfortable. He's got the sun out of his eyes, got his umbrella open like he likes it. Somebody is feeling themselves this afternoon, aren't they?
Oh, I'm just waiting for the cool beverage to be delivered as well. It looks like they have an absolute blast of a time. That's really the best scene in the house, but we'll see whether or not he gets involved in this matchup.
Oh, he will, and he's going to look to make a mark. He is such an exciting player. You want to talk about an engine. His engine never stops running. It's very exciting. Club the Strongest strip Rovers right at midfield. Los Tigres in possession, just trying to force it a little too much. That was a problem they had all last season, Steven. They get in possession right in midfield and get so excited, look up, play a long ball, and immediately lose possession. I'd like to see them try and figure out a new game plan this season. That's why I mentioned I'd like to see Carmona by himself.
Yeah, Route 1 is a very dangerous path. It's unpaved. It is full of potholes, and sometimes it'll catch you and get you a flat spot. So it'll be interesting to see how they adapt to that as not only this match, but as the season continues, because disciplined backlines will make an absolute meal of that kind of ball. Ball into the box.
Inside the 18. One touch attempt by Jimmy Lee Noel, and it just goes over the bar. Hartwick College center forward, just a bit too heavy of a touch, and it will be a Club the Strongest goal kick. Coach Footsop brought in some reinforcements this season. We'll check that replay first. Sorry about that.
Yeah, big ball comes in on over the top, and like we mentioned last game, sometimes you just got to put in that box of uncertainty. A little bit unlucky with how it comes to him. He really has to contort his leg to get there. It's not the full sweep he'd want out of a volley. Already played back into the midfield and right back.
Claire immediately gives it back to Club the Strongest, who pushed up the right side, trying to find Norman Carmona. Carmona just not there soon enough. Jorge Valdivino steps off the line, and the North Cobb High graduate gets a much-needed clearance for the Rovers. Throw-in taken by Niles Brown for CTS, right down to the feet of Jamal Titilayo, Dunwoody High School native. Niles Brown on the throw, throws it square. Just wasn't able to maintain possession. Big clearance from the Rovers. Throw in for Club the Strongest. Stephen, I'd like to mention Los Tigres. No Steven Ramirez today. He was a man of the match in week 1. Today, wearing the number 11 shirt is Mohamed Taslak.
Well, if there's one thing we know for a fact in the UPSL, it's that sometimes paperwork can get the best of us, but what really matters is what's happening on the pitch. Beautiful ball back across, but looks like offside flag will come up. Nothing will come out of that attack, and still only shot of the match, still firmly in the possession of Rovers. As the build-up begins once again, the eternal cycle continues. It was interesting to look at what defensive formation Rovers will come out with. Looks like they're playing a 4 at the back, but with a holding midfielder who really is feeling at home in the middle of that back line, potentially helping to be an answer to the numbers forwards that Los Tigres can provide, and also give a little bit more depth in that build-up.
Matthews looking to find Mbomio in behind Sandoval. Mbomio with a volley attempt. Just didn't get what he wanted. It's going to sail over the line. It's going to be a corner for Atlanta Rovers. Jimmy Lee Noel is going to come from that right side to take the corner once again. Great opportunity for the Rovers, Stephen. They're knocking on the door, something they do very, very often. Club the Strongest playing some good defense. Corner here on the left side. It's going to be a right foot in swinger once again from Noel. Ball's played in. Beautiful corner. Did it get off the head of Sandoval? No, it did not. It's going to be a goal kick for Club the Strongest.
Izzy made a little bit of disagreement between the corner kick taker and the rest of the team. A lot of movement right in front of the box, basically, right in front of the net, but ball goes far corner. Good defensive shoulders there from the defensive Los Tigres, and I get a little bit happy with the ball at our feet, I see.
Abel Abe loses possession, but maintains it as it'll be a throw-in. Krabasa is going to take this throw. Grayson High School native Archange Krabasa finds his way back into the lineup again for Club the Strongest Atlanta as they reset with Chavez. Chavez has a wide open Aiden Colquitt out here on the right side. Looks up, has Niles Brown in front. Niles is on his bike, plays it up the right side, just a bit too heavy. Conan Clare has Norman Clark on his back. He leaves it for Valdivinos. Valdivinos went to Emmanuel College, former Potros player.
Yeah, they got a little bit of experience with him, but
your neck of the woods, right?
Yeah, just up in that northern portion of Atlanta.
Another long ball looking for it. Nazario Mbomio unsuccessful once again. Sebastian Sandoval was there, captain for Los Tigres. Sandoval family really making a mark on this club. Tito and Jojo on the sideline as coaches this season. Coach Footsop has a really, really good crew and a really good backing, Stephen.
All right, I got to say, there's one thing that scares me as a manager, and that is when my goalkeeper starts attempting to do pullbacks right in front of the goal. Keep your eyes on that, because I got a feeling that if that happens one or two more times, Rovers might punish him for it.
I agree. We'll keep an eye on that. It's going to be a throw-in for Los Tigres. It will be Colquitt. Colquitt will take the throw. Brown leaves it for him and migrates up the pitch, but immediately won back by Rovers. Trying to find Noel. Great defense there by Krabasa. Running around the middle of the park is Abel Abe. Norman Carmona. Nice hold-up play, allowing for his team to find some space and some movement here.
They're just inching up this pitch, inch by inch, yard by yard, whatever they can find. Trying to muscle their way through, but can't find the opening just yet.
Conan Clare drops it back to Valdivinos. Valdivinos highly pressured there. Darius Jaja putting on the pressure for Club the Strongest as they win themselves another throw-in. They're creeping into this defensive third of Atlanta Rovers. Let's see if Rovers can keep them out. Headed away by Matthews. Right back to the feet of Los Tigres. Nice reception, a nice turn by Abe. Beautiful clearance there by Matthews. It's going to be another throw-in here for Los Tigres. This one's going to be taken by Archange Krabasa. Actually, Archange will just roll it forward a little bit. Abe's going to take this throw. Things are starting to pick up a little bit. We're in the 13th minute. Score remains 0-0. Club the Strongest Atlanta taking on Atlanta Rovers FC. Second match, match day 3, UPSL Georgia Spring Regional Cup. I am Drew Dickinson alongside Stephen Johnson. If you missed our first game, it was a really good one. Clayton International FC defeating Volpe FC Neither team had anything to play for as they were both eliminated from the tournament, but Clayton getting that much deserved and much needed win. A little confidence booster for Clayton, Stephen.
Certainly so, especially as they begin their inaugural campaign into the top division here in the UPSL Georgia Conference. It'll be interesting to see what they can build on top of, but speaking of building, we got two teams who are already continuing to build their legacies already in this competition.
Rosario plays it out to the left side. Lots of space in front for the Rovers to start an attack. Duran Aguero plays it to the left side. Cuts it in the middle, lots of space in front. Decides to reset a little bit with Josh Francombe. Francombe plays it through. Nice deflection there from Colquitt. Duran Aguero was trying to slip through. Great defensive play there by Los Tigres. Great awareness and vision by Colquitt. As the referee sees the foul, calls for it. Was trying to play advantage. Advantage was lost. Free kick for Club the Strongest Atlanta. Sebastian's going to take this free kick. Sebastian Sandoval, captain for this Club the Strongest team. Bruton Parker College grad. Georgia Revolution player. Been all over here in the city of Atlanta as far as the semi-professional ranking. But he's found a nice home at his real home here with Club the Strongest Atlanta. Shout out to everyone back in La Paz, Bolivia, watching their sister team, Club the Strongest Atlanta. I'd also like to give a shout out to some of the sponsors for Los Tigres today. Sandoval Disability Services, Painting Crew Atlanta, Painting and Renovation Service, Sabor Inca, it's a Peruvian cuisine in Lawrenceville, Georgia, J&M Auto Center in Lawrenceville. You know, like I said the last match, wouldn't be here without the sponsors. This is semi-pro level. And it also give you a little sneak peek of the new kits that Club the Strongest will be wearing in the upcoming season. You can see it now on the screen.
It's a nice little design right there.
Got J&M Auto Center right across the middle of the shirt.
Ooh, okay, that one I like a lot more.
Yeah, the white one is very fresh. Club the Strongest are not playing around. New faces, new kit. Let's see if they can crack through and make the playoffs this year. You know, Stephen, it was very unfortunate. I had the unfortunate opportunity to see them be exited from the playoffs. They didn't make it on goal differential. They finished the season, the last two games. It's like they ran out of gas. One of the most fun teams to call throughout the season. It was just a heartbreaker to see them not qualify for the playoffs through goal differential. So I know they're going to be looking to make a turn this season with those new faces.
Yeah, I mean, I think they really identified where their shortcomings were. Why did they stumble right at the end? And they
literally.
Yeah, exactly. They tripped at the finish line. Now they're looking to build upon that, really come in strong this season. Like we mentioned, I think both these teams are in the shout, not only for playoffs, but to go pretty deep in them.
You know, they had a nice win streak going, went to Atlanta United Academy, and just got absolutely bullied, and it didn't stop. They were bullied the next week from Rovers, and it was official. They were eliminated from the playoffs. Vinotinto won right across, literally on the other side of the park. Vinotinto won 1-0, and they advanced to the playoffs through goal differential. Just a heartbreaker. So I'd really, really like to see, and I'm excited to see how this Club the Strongest team prevails in the Premier Division coming up. McKinnon Clare, big clearance up the left side. He is onside if he can keep it in bounds. Duran Aguero. Colquitt in front, cuts it to the inside. Niles Brown in front. Club the Strongest. Josh Francombe plays it out to the right side. Nice defensive play there. He's got to be careful. Came in with his nails up, but won the ball and only touched the ball. Here come Club the Strongest. Harris Huskovich plays it out to Norman Carmona, who's got lots of space in front. Also McCone and Clare. He goes for a shot on goal. Jorge Valdivinos wasn't sure, Steven, so he got an emergency mitten on it, punches it out. It's going to be a corner early on for Club the Strongest. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Hey, I'm never going to be upset with a goalkeeper of mine who's unsure whether that's going in or not. Maybe it's going to hit the post. Just get your paw to it. Club the Strongest, Los Tigres, they're here on the break. Great ball all the way across. They're really outnumbered, so it's amazing they're able to get this opportunity. Just isn't closed down. Looks like it's bending away from the goal, but once again, when in doubt, punch it out.
It's going to be taken from the left side of Club the Strongest, so it's going to be a right foot in swinging corner. We have Harris Huskovich in the vision of Valdivinos. The ball's played in, bounce inside the 18. Norman Carmona gets a shot on goal. Cleared away by the Rovers. Shot at the back post, and it hits off the American crossbar. We see it this time. Goal kick, Atlanta Rovers.
Just a little too high. Okay, once again, chaos can be your strongest ally in the attacking third. Just put that ball in danger. We can see the ball on the replay here. Just bouncing across. Looks like it falls to the feet on that right side. Played across, header, hits the wrong post.
Stephen, we see a press here from Club the Strongest, and it worked. Forced a mistake by McKinnon Clare. The captain pushes it out. It's going to be a throw-in. Taken quickly by Brown. Brown gets it back to his feet. Looks up, finds the feet of Norman Carmona. Carmona finds the feet of Huskovich. Huskovich, through ball. Niles Brown at the near post. Niles Brown goes to the far post and just couldn't find the net. Didn't get what he wanted. Plays it all the way over. It's going to be a throw-in on the other side of the field for Atlanta Rovers FC. And that's what you like to see from Club the Strongest. Attack, attack, attack.
Attack, attack, attack for sure, but I think there's just a little bit of teamwork to be figured out in this position. Beautiful through ball. Absolutely leaves the defenders for dead. Two members, though, right on top of each other. Nobody's making that inside run, or at least not in time, forcing a very low percentage shot from that wide angle. It's, once again, those little tweaks that's going to turn a good chance to a great chance. But now, speaking of great chances,
Well coming down that right side. Jamie Lee Noel cuts it into the 18. He puts it to the top of the 18. Cleared away very, very well by Aiden Colquitt, who gets an emergency right foot on it. Clears it away, and Club the Strongest are in possession in the midfield. And Norman Carmona wide open out here on the right side. He's got two defenders closing down. What's Carmona going to do? Flips it over McCain and Clare. Carmona still defending Clare. Carmona's going to put a foul on. A little frustration from Norman Carmona. He doesn't like it. I wouldn't either, Norman. Still, nonetheless, free kick for Atlanta Rovers right in front of their bench. This game is really heating up. Very exciting.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see a goal.
I think everyone does. I think the players do, the managers do. I think the only people who don't want to see one are the goalkeepers, to be fair. But, wow, that's just been a crazy back and forth. You can see how quickly Rovers take something of the recovery from the defensive third, immediately push it further up the pitch. I think they've so far been the better team at making that transition quickly. Los Tigres seem to be taking a little bit more time to really work their way up into the final third. And once they're there, they're finding the chances. But no, this is anyone's game right now.
It's just a different Club the Strongest Atlanta squad right now. Like I mentioned before, a lot of force balls up the middle last season to Carmona and Clark. And today, they are utilizing the width. I love the way that they're using Niles Brown on the right side. The work he's doing with Carmona is really, really paying off. Let's see if we can get a goal.
Right, and I think the biggest thing is you don't have to ignore what makes you strong. You don't have to ignore what's worked in the past, but just give options. Because the second you put that seed of doubt in the defender's mind of, is he going over top, is he going through the middle, that's where danger comes from.
Can Mbomio get it in through there? Archange Kerbasa makes sure that he doesn't. Clips it out over on the far side of the pitch. It's going to be a throw-in for Rovers. Chris Ramos ran this ball down, so it looks like Ramos is going to take the throw. He's got Jimmy Lee Noel, Duran Aguero, Mbomio, all in the 18. Sebastian Montero moving around, trying to create himself some space. Still in possession is Rovers to put it inside the 18. Mbomio gets ahead on it. Didn't get where he wanted. It's going to force a big crucial clearance there for Los Tigres, trying to find Carmona, but McCain and Clare steps in, wins the header, puts it down to the feet of Win Boone Persert. Boone Persert went to Middle Georgia University, comes to us from Pathumantani, Thailand.
That's a name that I'm very familiar with. That's a Potros player right there.
Lots of Potros players out on the pitch here. Jimmy Lee Noel with possession at the top of the 18. Crucial stab there, and great clearance by Sebastian Sandoval. Shot on goal by Sebastian Montero, clips off Noel, and big shot over the bar here. It's going to be a goal kick for Club the Strongest Atlanta.
Yeah, that was another dangerous opportunity. And unfortunately, in that attacking position, just can't really get his body over the ball. Leans back a little bit too much and lets it fly. Here's that attack once again on the replay. Losing the ball right atop the box. Basically just taking shot after shot after shot. Something's eventually got to go through. Falls to number 22 and just skies it. Happens to the best of us.
It does. Niles Brown tried to play it up that right side. It's going to be tapped off by Win Boone Persert. Throw in for Club the Strongest. Colquitt's going to run that down. Aiden Colquitt has had a really good first half so far at that right back position. Well, it's kind of a back three, so right center back, I guess, right?
Yeah, that's about right. Those guys, they tend to take up some of those defensive positions typically a fullback would. However, they don't go quite as far up the pitch, but they're still doing pretty well with the ball at their feet.
There he is, Jaja in the midfield. Haven't called his name out. He's like, he wants to touch the ball, so he drops back in the midfield to at least get the feel for the ball. Randy Matthews going to reset here with Rovers. Got a lot of space in front. Montero to his left. He's going to go long, looking for Noel. Sloppy play there by Sandoval. And Bomeo inside the 18. Heavy touch. And Jason Chavez comes out, and the Point University goalkeeper makes a crucial save. I couldn't even speak there for a few seconds because Sandoval uncharacteristically makes a mistake, and Nazario Mbomio almost gets in behind and puts it in the back of the net, Steven.
When you play long balls like that, that's what you're waiting for.
Woo.
That's what you're hoping for. And it is he's going to be kicking himself after that. That is such a beautiful opportunity. And you see, he sees the goal. He has so much adrenaline, lets the ball get too far away. He loses it under him. He loses it in front of him. And then the goalkeeper finds it right there. Very close contact between him and between the striker and the goalkeeper there. Good for the goalkeeper, having the confidence, getting in front of it, keeping that ball out. Great defensive effort. Way to be that last man.
Absolutely. Sandoval takes the goal kick off the head of Huskovich, but right to the feet of Rovers. Slide tackle in the midfield by Montero trying to win the ball back. Kid's still fighting. He's still battling. Montero wins that battle. Sebastian Montero, referee says play on advantage, but he stops play because Montero wants the free kick.
Montero looks like a man possessed out there. He is on a mission, and that mission is shuttle that ball as far up the field as possible.
From Costa Rica to Michigan Stars Football Club at Nisa, here in Atlanta for Atletico Atlanta and Rovers FC. Here's a replay.
Yeah, you just see he just wants the ball. There's a difference between some midfielder who likes the ball and the midfielder who wants the ball. Sebastian just needs to be on the ball and is not afraid to put his body in the line.
Long free kick, bounces right in front of the goalkeeper who bobbles it. They want a corner kick. And the official on the far side of the pitch, great vision. I wonder who is that? Great call by that AR to award the Rovers a corner kick.
That is a dangerous, dangerous opportunity right there. I mean, we're just seeing on the shot through. We mentioned in game 1 too, but as a goalkeeper, you got to do one of two things. You either have to collect that ball or you have to get it out. Dropping it in front is potentially one of the most dangerous things you can do. Good that Strongest was able to clear it for now, but here come Rovers again.
Jimmy Lee Noel. And swinger to the far post. Crashing is the Rovers. Bouncing inside the 18. Referee didn't like what he saw, and he calls for a free kick. Center referee for this contest is going to be Giovanni Vasquez. AR1, Isaac Emefo. AR2, Ezai Martinez. And fourth official, Robert Bench. Here's a replay on that real quick.
Yeah, and here's the play that they got absolutely right. The bouncing ball driven towards the side. But here's another attack. Rovers, they're just on it.
Jimmy Lee Noel. Okay. Crucial clearance there once again from Club the Strongest. Their backs are against the wall. They're playing to not get scored on. But here comes Carmona, who's just a bit offside. Great call right here on the near side by the assistant referee. Carmona just a bit offside. It'll be a free kick for Rovers. And that free kick is going to be taken quickly. Josh Francombe gets it back into play. Francombe pushes it out here to the right side. Francombe calls for it back. And pushes it out to the right side once again. Can they keep it in bounds? Krabasa decides to play it safe, Steven. Clears it out. It'll be a throw-in for Rovers. Right back to Sebastian Montero, Steven. He has been all over the place. Football Consultants Desamparados in Costa Rica. Liga Motorola de Ascenso. That's a professional second division club in Costa Rica. Michigan Football Stars in the third-tier professional league, the National Independent Soccer Association. Ball's inside the 18. Shot on goal. Nice save by Jason Chavez. What a save as he pushes it to the left side. Beautiful shot inside the 18 from Rovers. He was trained by Glenn Fox here in Atlanta, was Jason Chavez at Southern Crescent, and it shows. The Point University goalkeeper makes a beautiful save. Steven, what a replay right here. Show us what we got.
What a quick sequence from Rovers. They get that ball directly into the center. Nice overhead. Just finds the man absolutely needed. Off the volley. Puts it pin-perfect bottom corner. And that takes so much effort to – he didn't save that. He dug that ball out of there.
Chris Duran Aguero. Beautiful half-volley attempt, and I'd argue an even better save by Jason Chavez. It's going to be a corner on the right side for the Rovers. It'll be a left foot in swinger. Lots of red shirts inside the 18, and Boone Pursuit picking up the trash at the far post. The ball's played in. Obomio battling inside with Sandoval, and it looks like Club the Strongest are going to win that battle, and they're going to win a goal kick. We're 29 minutes in, Steven, and I want more. I'm loving this. What a contest we have.
And keep in mind, we got more power on the bench.
Yes.
This isn't even the strongest version of both teams. This is what they've started the match with, and as we continue to go on, it's only going to get better and better because these teams are going to figure out how each other play, how we can start breaking each other down, and then we get the tactical changes. The managers are going to have their work cut out for them today in this halftime talk, and we're still a good 20, just about 15 minutes away from that.
Absolutely. Sebastian Sandoval sets up the goal kick for Los Tigres, and he gets a lot of air under this one. Too much backspin, though. Huskovich gets ahead on it. Niles Brown. Jaja, one touch, trying to find Norman Carmona. Beautiful playing here by Club the Strongest. Can they keep it up? Nice play there by Niles Brown to win the ball off Boone Pursuit. Huskovich loses the ball, dispossessed by Atlanta Rovers. They push it out to the left. Boone Pursuit in possession. He's going to relax just a little bit, reset, plays in the middle of Frank Combe. Frank Combe decides to give it right back to Wynn. Wynn finds McKinnon Clare. Captain drops it all the way back to Valdivinos, who's got some time. He's got Rennie Matthews spread out to his right. Looks like we're going to have to get a clearance up the middle. No, he's going to go out to Rennie. Rennie's got plenty of space in front. Rennie just unable to maintain possession. It's a sloppy play there by the Rovers center back. It's going to be a throw-in for Club the Strongest. Right now, you got to say Rovers, their backs are against the wall. Club the Strongest are hungry.
Los Tigres are always hungry. They're always ferocious. They're always looking to pounce every single second they can, and I think that's really where their strength lies. I don't think they're the flashiest team in the league. I don't think they're the ones that you look at and say, wow, those guys have complete domination of the ball. But they could just flip it on a switch. The second Rovers give them an inch, they will take a mile. There's a mile the other way.
Frank Combe looking for Aguero once again as Aguero sneaks inside Colquitt, but Chavez confidently steps off his line and collects that long ball. You know, it's nuts. Haven't mentioned offside once again. Yeah, that one's questionable. Carmona's need to watch it. It's his second time being off. Just needs to watch his runs. Got Mauricio Cross on the bench for Club the Strongest. Haven't mentioned him yet. Would love to see him get into this game, along with Alejandro Rodriguez on the Rovers bench. But he hasn't been needed so far. Nice reception and turn from Noel. Tries to play it on the inside as Nazario and Bomia was crashing at the back post. Nice save from Chavez.
Yeah, a few meters to the left towards the top of the box, that would have been a goal because that was an unmarked man just diving in on goal. Great running, slight misexecution, but sometimes you just got to keep sending them because they're going to connect eventually.
Miss hit there from the goalkeeper on the punt, but sloppy play there from Wynn Boone Pursuit and results in a Club the Strongest throw. And it was taken quickly by Jaja. Now finds the feet of Niles Brown. Try to play it up the right side to Jaja. Deflected off Wynn once again. It's going to be a throw-in for Los Tigres. Aiden Colquitt's going to step up from his right center back spot. It's going to be a long throw right down the right side. Looking for Carmona. Nice little deflection there. Trying to find Carmona once again. Deflected. It goes out of bounds. Throw-in Club the Strongest. It's going to be taken by Niles Brown.
Taking a bit of the jog to retrieve the ball, but I think I already Clubbed the Strongest. They're thinking how they can make the most of this. Quite a few members right at the top of the box. Not everyone's in the middle.
Throw inside the 18. Cleared away by Rennie Matthews. Aiden Colquitt heads it back in. Tries to find the feet of Niles Brown. Brown, can he keep it in? No, he cannot. It's going to be a throw-in for Rovers. Both teams battling. Score still remains tied at 0. Atlanta Rovers FC taking on Club the Strongest Atlanta. Second match of match day 3. UPSL Georgia Spring Regional Cup. I'm Drew Dickinson alongside Steven Johnson. It's a beautiful day here at Terra Stadium, Heinz Ward Field. If you're at home, you got nothing to do, come on out to Terra Stadium and check out the action. We got 2 games remaining. Going to be a great, great day. Already a great day of soccer. Saw Clayton International FC defeat Volpe FC in our first game of the day. Let's see who's going to walk away with the number 1 seed in heading into the semifinals next week.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're hitting with some Group A action. Group B, of course, coming up a little bit later in the day with LGSA versus Cochos. But this is the battle for who controls Group A. winner of this will come out as the first seed and have great seeding going into the playoffs.
Sebastian Montero driving up the right side. Just let it get away from him too much. Rovers do win a throw-in, though. Montero calls for it back. Looks like he's being held a little bit. Referee sees it. But, Montero was inside behind that defense. He wanted to play on. Referee disagrees, so it will be a free kick for Rovers. Josh Francombe is going to set this up and take it. He's got a right foot, so it will be an in-swinging free kick. Got Nazario at the back post. Coming in behind him is Win Boone Presert. Montero inside the 18. Duron Aguero.
In-swinger comes in. Big grouping at that back post. Tries to find somebody there. Looks like it's going to be a foul, though, so we'll be going back the other way. Los Tigres will be awarded the free kick. I'm not really sure what that was called on, but definitely a lot of happenings going right on around that penalty area.
It was just brought to my attention that we have a special guest watching the game today. Shout out to Cush Clark. He is watching live on our YouTube channel. Cush was one of the leading goal scorers last season along with Norman Carmona. He is highly missed right now from Club the Strongest. But here comes Jamie Lee Noel. Puts it in the 18. Looked for Mbomio, but just couldn't find his left foot as Jason Chavez makes another crucial save for Los Tigres.
They're getting so close. Rovers, it's a matter of inches that is separating them from basically a 2-0 lead at this point.
Absolutely. Win Boone Presert in possession. Making an overlapping run was Francombe, but he goes right up through the middle, trying to find Aguero. Once again, Chavez confidently comes off the line, gets a big clearance right through the middle. Rennie Matthews being pressured by Norman Carmona, gets a nice overhead kick, clears it out to the right side. Montero strips it in the midfield, finds Francombe. Francombe finds Claire. Claire calms it down a little bit, resets with Valdivinos. Valdivinos mishits it. Thankfully, it goes right back to the feet of Claire, who was unable to bring it down to his feet. Goes right off his left foot. Club the Strongest throw-in. That's a dangerous, dangerous play here from Rovers.
Speaking of danger, back the other way, Rovers, that previous shot that they had, it was down that right wing. They're just not finding the man marking. I feel like this back three system, they're starting to get exploited in those channels.
Throw-in's taken quickly. Titileo. And it runs right into the arms of Valdivinos.
Yeah, good dummy there from the defense. Very well coordinated from the side of Rovers. They're all on the same page. Know when to send the goalkeeper back. Know when to let him right through. Speaking of through.
I saw what McKinnon was trying to do, but he forced that one just a little bit. Resulted in a hospital ball. But here comes Win Boone Presert, who wins possession. And Win puts it in the middle. Trying to find Duran Aguero. Sebastian Sandoval and Colquitt were there once again. I'd like to see Rovers, when they have possession right there in the midfield, slow it down. String together some passes, try and find some space in behind the defense as opposed to forcing it right up the middle. I mean, look at all the space out here on the left side, and they're trying to force it quickly, Stephen. Calm down, possess, make them come to you.
Yeah, I mean, look at what Win is on this left side. He's just absolutely free.
I mean, I'd have my hands up.
I'd have like a neon sign at that
point. There you go. Can they keep it in bounds? Rennie Matthews is going to let it roll. It's going to be a throw-in for Rovers. He was pressured once again from Norman Carmona. Carmona looks a little off. Fitness looks there. Just lacks a little bit of what we call game shape. Yeah. Just my opinion. But I know for a fact that he's going to clean that up because it's his first day back. And I can't tell you how great of a player he is. He finds space inside the 18, and that net's going to rattle.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we would say, like, for all the FM nuts out there, that's the map sharpness. Just, once you're able really to sharpness.
What a battle out here on the left side. Yeah. It's going to result in a foul. Well-deserved and earned foul from Harris Hoskovich. Club the Strongest going to get back a bit, but continue with what you were saying, Stephen.
Yeah, it's really just the idea of match sharpness. There's so much you can do about fitness, just making sure that you are physically ready to play the game, but also match sharpness, how in tune with you are in the stressful environment that is match day.
Well, I will tell you this. It was a late scratch because on my starting lineup sheet, Norman Carmona was not on. So he must have impressed during warm-ups to earn that late start. So I'm not complaining because I'm extremely happy to see him, but just something I wanted to point out to everyone back home. He was not on the starting sheet that I received earlier today. Sneaking in behind the defense. Club the Strongest. Carmona's at the 6. Can he find him? Valdivino steps off his line and scoops it up.
Yeah, good movement. Just couldn't find the connecting play there. But, like you were saying, this is the time for those players to find their way. And
Nazario and Bomio, can he beat the goalkeeper? Chavez is there right before, just in the nick of time. I love the through balls in the open space, the vision, the runs. Atlanta Rovers FC playing some really stellar football.
This is really starting to test the goalkeeper for Los Tigres. Look at here on this replay. There's just a split second of hesitation in the goalkeeper about whether to collect this ball or not. And if it's
you're right.
So close, one more second, and that's through.
Yep.
You're not going to be able to get to that in time, and that catches you in no man's land. So right now, Rovers, their strategy is just keep testing this goalkeeper, and eventually he's going to fail.
There's a nice little press here from Club the Strongest. Try not to allow Rovers out of their half. And they're going to keep them inside. They earn themselves a throw-in to Club the Strongest. Club the Strongest landed in week 1. Came on late. Nice little, what we call a thriller, to win their opening week match. 5 unanswered after going 2-0 down last week. And like I've said a few times, been really looking forward to this one all week. And the score still remains at 0. Club the Strongest taking on Atlanta Rovers FC.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that with the lineup that we have today, barring the finals, this should be the best week of the tournament.
Absolutely. And I would not be surprised if we see these two once again in a few weeks. As right now they're tied at the top of the group. And he found the space as the onside. Mbomio just a hair offside. Great call by the official. Offside, free kick, Club the Strongest. Yeah, both teams tied at the top of the division right now. 7 points. Right now, Atlanta Rovers FC edging them out under goal differential. So if things stand the way they are now, Atlanta Rovers are going to win the group.
So, yeah, I mean, when we're looking at this battle for that first seed, it comes down to it's Rovers' game to lose.
Bingo.
Tigres, they have to be the ones that are not only matching but exceeding the intensity of Rovers.
Sebastian Montero trying to play a through ball down that right side, looking for Jamie Lee Noel. It's going to be clipped off of Archange Krabasa. Throw in for Rovers. They're knocking on the door. Let's see if anybody answers.
Yeah, so far they've only found vacancies. They've come so close. They're missing them by inches. We keep saying, and all it's going to take. We mentioned this before in the first match of the day, but sometimes soccer just comes down to a game of moments. And right now they're setting up the opportunities, but Rovers haven't found their moment yet.
Correct. Very nicely said. When Buildup tried to keep it in, Stephen, just unable. It's going to be another throw-in for Club the Strongest. Got about 4 minutes plus stoppage. When we know what stoppage is, we will let you know back home. Square throw taken by Brown. Finds Huskovich. Huskovich trying to find Titaleo. Titaleo, Dunwoody High School native and Kennesaw State native. Ball's playing inside the 18. Goalkeeper made a mistake, and it's a goal for Atlanta Rovers FC. Chris Duran Aguero did not stop fighting. Jason Chavez got the ball mixed up in his feet, and we are on the board. Atlanta Rovers are on top 1-0.
We mentioned this. We said it was going to happen. You can't get too cute as the goalkeeper. You got to just get that ball out. Ball played back to him by his own team. Takes a heavy touch, tries to cut back in front of his goal.
You called it earlier. You said it was scary, and he does it again. He wasn't listening to us.
They really should just put the earpiece in the goalkeeper's ear. Like, we should just have a direct line to them. I think that'd be a benefit. But, no, that's – as a goalkeeper, sometimes you want to get a little fancy. You want to be that playmaker to start your team. But at the end of the day, you are the last man. You are the only one that can keep that ball out of the net. And that is
you hate to see it happen that way because it's been a 50-50 game. I mean, let's be honest. Both teams have had opportunities. Just hate to see it that way. Unfortunate for Los Tigres, Steven.
If you had asked me what is the most devastating way to let in the first goal, that's it.
Let's not let one mistake ruin the play so far of Jason Chavez because he has kept Los Tigres in this game. So he needs to keep his head up. Amazing goalkeeper. His number will be called on again today. He'll answer, Steven.
All right, he's got to. But I think this is honestly exactly the question now I want to ask Los Tigres. We talked about it before. They stumbled at the finishing line last time in the season.
Nazario and Bomio loses possession, but gets it right back. But another, Aiden Colquitt has been all over the place today for a club the strongest. Francombe just been too much for Rovers, and he wins it back. Pushes it over to the right side. The ball's played in the middle, top of the 18. Acrobatic shot attempt. Oh, my gosh. What an amazing attempt on goal. Goalkeeper was there all day. What a shot on goal from the Rovers. McCain and Claire, I apologize. That was Cristo Renaguero going for his brace. And what a brace it would have been. Goal of the season in week 3 already, Stephen. Jason Chavez was there, though.
I mean, that would be one of the best goals by someone named Aguero I've seen in quite some time. I mean, that would have been a beauty. Unfortunately, it's a little bit too central. But you only get that type of shot when the players are feeling good, when they're having fun, when they are feeling like they are unstoppable. And I think Rovers, they're feeling it.
Absolutely, especially Daron Aguero. He's still in possession. He's battling in the midfield with Niles Brown. He loses the battle. Referee calls a foul. Free kick for Club the Strongest.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk over this. I just want to sit here and appreciate. Beautiful ball played in. Wind up. Bang.
Oh, my gosh.
If that goes anywhere but directly at the keeper, that's in. But here I want to talk about something we kind of got into and then had to go back to the match.
Yeah.
This is the test I want to see for Los Tigres. They're a team that wants to break into the upper echelon. This defines a top team. Do you have the resilience? Do you have the mentality to come back from a situation like this where that was the most demoralizing thing you could possibly experience on the field? Do you have the guts? Do you have the depth and mental strength to dig yourselves out of this hole? If they can, the sky's the limits.
Lots of time to go. We're entering. We have it. Okay, well, that's going to be it for the first half. No stoppage time. 45 minutes flat. Right at the end of the half, Atlanta Rovers FC able to capitalize off of a Jason Chavez mistake, go up 1-0. Partner, look, we've had, like I said a few minutes ago, we've had an amazing game so far. 50-50, both teams having chances, both goalkeepers playing the games of their lives so far, and just one tiny unfortunate mistake from Chavez allowed Aguero to capitalize. Rovers up 1-0.
Yeah, I think that Los Tigres are going to go back into that changing room and really have to reevaluate what they're doing, because now not only do they need to score to tie the game up, they need to score another goal. They need to win this matchup in order to take the first seed in the group. And I'm starting to get some questions about the defensive line. I feel like that 3-man at the back system is leaving them exposed on the counterattack. How do they remedy that? Do they reassign roles? Do they bring in new personnel? Do they change it up in the back? It's all in the coach's hands now.
We're at Heinz Ward Field at Terrace Stadium in Clayton County, heading into the halftime break. Atlanta Rovers FC on top of Club the Strongest Atlanta. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Welcome back to Heinz Ward Field at Terrace Stadium. I'm Drew Dickinson alongside Steven Johnson. Partner, we had quite the first half. Like I said before we went to the break, 50-50. Both teams had so many chances on goal. Fortunate for Atlanta Rovers, they found the back of the net. They currently lead Club the Strongest Atlanta 1-0. What kind of change do you think the Los Tigres made at halftime to get themselves back into this game, Steven?
Well, I think they made a few things. I think the defensive line's got to be one of them. I think they really need to nail down what are our responsibilities on the counterattack. Rovers have just had too much freedom. Alongside that, I think they really just need to figure out what's our primary mode of attack. They really do need to lean forward now, being not only a goal down, but they need 2 to win and to take that first seed. It's all uphill from here. And then I'm hearing a little something about a rumbling of the man between the sticks.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a goalkeeper change. Jason Chavez is going to take a seat and insert Jojo Sandoval. Jojo, who will 9 times out of 10 have that starting spot once the Premier Division starts this spring. Both teams are collecting themselves, making their final preparations. We're going to get started in the second half in just a few minutes.
Yeah, and it's not always, of course, that you see the goalkeeper subbed off like that. It is preseason. Now is the time to do it. And honestly, now is the time to make those kinds of mistakes, because it's only by making those mistakes when they really matter that the lessons stick with you. And what we can hope the most for the longevity of Jason Chavez on this Los Tigres roster is that, he's going to see this, obviously, as something that he can improve on, but as a learning opportunity.
Remember, got the super subs on the bench for Atlanta Rovers FC. Manuel Carrillo, Sebastian Lopez, and of course, number 7, Alejandro Rodriguez.
He's actually on the pitch. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong team. Ignore me. I got excited. I got really.
I know.
I didn't see the.
I'm ready too. Referee looks to be ready as well. Club the Strongest are going to be going from right to left this half in their yellow kits, and Atlanta Rovers FC will be going from left to right in their all red kits. And we're underway for the second half here from Terrace Stadium. Atlanta Rovers FC, Club the Strongest. Who's going to be the top seed heading into the semifinals? Quick foul.
Already, that's going to be a very dangerous spot. Certainly, if a left-footed player comes up here, could be a dangerous in-swinger, otherwise a right-footed out-swinger that cuts across that box, especially with Atlanta Rovers having quite a few members who can get some airtime under them. This could be, well, the Tigres need to be careful.
So we've got Jair Lopez Figueroa, and here's the left footer, Sebastian Montero. I'm going to be willing to bet Montero's going to go for goal. Let's see what you got, Sebastian. The Costa Rican is in front of this ball alongside Jair Lopez Figueroa. 3-man wall for Los Tigres. The near post is wide open. Sebastian Montero. He goes for the near post and just goes wide right. Sebastian Montero, gutsy. He went for the near post. Jojo saw it wide. Goal kick, Los Tigres.
And I think that's the decision that's really spurred on by understanding what is the current state of the game. You're basically, in this situation, Rovers can think of themselves up by 2 goals, not necessarily 1, because of what's going on with the standings. You have the freedom, maybe find that additional goal, but there's not a huge detriment if it does go wide. Great opportunity, just a little outside.
Our change, Krabasa is going to take this free kick. Number 2, Abella Bay was fouled. Krabasa's goal. Oh, thought he was going to hit Sebastian. He's going to go long, right up through the middle, looking for Norman. Headed out to the right side by Rennie Matthews to the feet of Chris Ramos. Ramos switches fields, finds the feet of captain McKinnon Clare. There was a Lenore Ryan University graduate. Uh-oh, another mistake by Sebastian. Will he pay for it? Nope, thankfully Krabasa was there as Nazario and Bomio was trying to sneak in behind Los Tigres. They got to be careful, Steven. Nazario has been on his bike the whole game. He's itching for a goal.
And you might just find if they keep finding opportunities like that, got to be really careful with your back line. You can't afford to, because what's happening right now is they're basically lined up in a one-on-one marking. Every single member of that defensive line has a man they're responsible for. So if you lose one, there's no one to cover. So that was a great recovery right there to bail him out. But I don't know how many get out of jail free cards they're going to have.
I know, exactly. Heavy touch there by Ramos. Thankfully, Jair Lopez was there, trying to play it up to Jimmy Lee Noel. One back in the air by Huskovich, but the Rovers are there once again. Sebastian Montero tried to play it out to the right side, looking for a streaking Chris Ramos, intercepted by Los Tigres. But it's going to be flicked off of Francombe. Throw in Club the Strongest Atlanta. Abe's going to take this throw right in front of this Rovers bench. 3 minutes in, not too much action so far. Club the Strongest need a goal to get themselves back into this game. Mbomio goes down, but he still finds the feet of Francombe, who one touches it out to the left side. Daron Aguero tried to run it down, but it was just a bit too heavy. Throw in for Los Tigres.
Yeah, not really sure he was aiming for on the left side. I think really was just trying to get out of a dangerous situation. So more of a defensively minded clearance, but we'll give Tigres a good starting point here.
Some chatter going on here on the Club the Strongest bench. Will we see somebody get up and warm? It's going to be a throw-in for Rovers, quickly taken by Ramos. But there is a Los Tigres player down on the pitch. Referee's going to check on him, see if he needs training assistance. We'll let you know who it is once we find out. It looks like it's going to be Huskovich. Number 8, Harris Huskovich, is down. He's already back up on his feet. Let's see if he can walk this off. He's played very well so far today for Club the Strongest. Been a nice motor in the middle of the park. Be a shame to see him go down. He looks to be walking it off. We'll keep an eye on that. One back in the midfield, Abe. Nice little Cruyff out to the outside, pushing it down to Carmona. But just being able to be read like a book. Club the Strongest going long as soon as they're in possession when they don't have to, Steven.
Yeah, I think they're starting to really feel the desperation here, and they're kind of reverting to what they've known. You mentioned before, one of the greatest shortcomings of Los Tigres in the previous seasons was their tendency to just kind of huck it up the field and pray. Send that Hail Mary up, try to find that through ball, and I think right now, with the desperation, it's starting to show.
Stepping into the midfield to win the ball there was Sandoval, but he was immediately dispossessed by Jair Lopez Figueroa. Top of the 18. Shot on goal. Hits off the left post. Cleared away by Los Tigres, but right back to Atlanta Rovers. Win Boonpersert tried to drive into the 18, but he was defended very nicely by Aiden Colquitt, who gets a clearance, and he is fouled. Free kick for Los Tigres. Steven, I don't know if you see down here on the near side, Alejandro Rodriguez, Manuel Carrillo, Samuel Johnson, all warming up. Second half reinforcements about to come in the game for Atlanta Rovers FC.
Yeah, and looking here at the replay, obviously they're very welcome additions, but they're not needed at this point. Like, we're already finding the one-on-one matchups, that we're finding the spaces that are giving us the opportunities in just the wrong side of the post there, as you're really seeing Los Tigres are struggling in this one-on-one back line. Everyone's got to mark somebody. There's no real room for any sorts of mistakes, and Rovers, they're starting to apply pressure.
Cool.
I don't know what the potential solution would be here. Maybe conversion to a back four, maybe bring a midfielder back to help with that additional man responsibility, give you that get out of jail free card, but then you take away from the attack, and right now you need a score. I don't envy the coach in this situation. There's too many questions.
I couldn't agree more, as a long throw from Niles Brown finds itself inside the 18, headed away by Claire, trying to find Norman Carmona was Niles Brown. And something fun to let you guys know about Niles Brown.
Ooh.
He went to the Coral Academy, where he won the Desert League title junior and senior year, where he was the first student athlete to graduate from the Coral Academy of Science. Hats off to you, Niles. Back in possession are the Rovers. Nice run up that left side. Who's going to get it? Duran Aguero. He's beat to it by Colquitt. But right back to win Boonpersert. Nope. Boonpersert unable to maintain possession. Colquitt has the ball. Heavy pressure here from Mbomio. Forced to drop it back to Jojo Sandoval. Sandoval clears it away. Jimmy Lee Noel was streaking on the right side, applying pressure. Rovers have it back in possession. Jair Lopez had to foul there. Referee, no foul. Looks like Jaja was fouled. Referee says play on. Here come the Rovers. Nice header over the top. Is he onside? He is not. Chris Daron Aguero just a bit offside. Nice call here by the assistant referee, Steven. It's going to be a free kick for Los Tigres.
And once again, the danger continues. It's just a constant assault on this back line for Los Tigres. Once again, they found an opportunity out of it, but they're just not finding the chances up top that justifies how much pressure they're receiving at the back. Speaking of Los Tigres, I got to say, I'm going to keep my eye on this Los Tigres bench. There's someone on the far left side, currently has the orange penny draped around his neck, green penny on. He was getting very, very heated with one of the referees, and our primary referee there was giving him the eye. So I'd be cautious here. But you can definitely start to feel the frustration come through from the side of Los Tigres. But let's see if they can turn that into effort, into workhorses.
Uh-oh, here comes Mbomio. Sandoval in front. He cuts it back in the inside, defended by Colquitt. Jair Lopez Figueroa. Nice move, cuts it to the inside. Finds Mbomio. Was he onside? He is. Shot on goal, deflects. Jojo Sandoval was there. Easy save from Jojo. Confident Jojo runs up to the top of the 18, throws it out. Jaja's going to want that one back. He could have brought that down to his feet. Referee says play on. Matthews thought he was fouled. Montero brings it out to the right side. Chris Ramos. Nice movement in the midfield. Josh Francombe making himself available for his teammates. Ramos once again cuts it back, defended by Abe. Finds Montero. Nice little 1-2 here from the Rovers. Ramos tried to play it through, looking for Nazario Mbomio once again. And Jojo Sandoval is there. We're going to have those substitutions coming up here real quick, Steven. Second half reinforcements. Alejandro Rodriguez and goal-scoring fiend so far this tournament. Manuel Carrillo about to enter the pitch.
This is going to be a big substitution coming in from Rovers. Looks like 3 members.
Samuel Johnson up, ready to come in too, Steven.
I mean, that's a lot of fresh legs coming into the match here from Rovers, who already were putting a huge strain on the Los Tigres defense. I think that Los Tigres, they're going to have to come up with a response of their own, and they're going to have to come up quickly.
Norman Carmona gets a bit away from him, but he's able to maintain possession. Abe. Nice defensive play there by Francombe. Here comes Sebastian Montero. Space in front. Plays it out to the right side to Jimmy Lee Noel. Jimmy Lee Noel plays it to the far post. Jojo comes out. Brings it down out of the air and quickly rolls it out to the feet of Abel Abe. Abe, defended by Ramos, pushes it in the inside. Tituleo playing Carmona, fouled by Rennie Matthews, puts his hands up, says, not me, huh? It's never us, Rennie. I feel your pain. I never fouled anybody either, Steven.
Me too. Every card I've ever gotten was completely unearned. It's a conspiracy, honestly. But yeah, it's funny how that happens when you're out there on the pitch, and also it's funny how when you're behind, sometimes it takes that extra step or two to slow down when you're running into someone as well. All these funny things that happen in the game that we love so much. But with that stoppage, it looks like finally big guns are coming out.
Noel's going to step off. Carrillo's going to step on. Mbomio's stepping off. Rodriguez is stepping on, and it looks like Jair Lopez will take a seat, and Samuel Johnson. Well, no, I apologize. That's going to be Chris Aguero, the goal scorer from the first half, who will take a seat.
What a match he's had.
Yep.
Absolutely a phenomenal shift he's put in, and well-earned rest.
Cleared away by Rennie Matthews. Finds Alejandro Rodriguez, who's defended by Niles Brown. Rodriguez is going to battle for the ball every time he is in possession. He battled a little too hard right there. Won a free kick for Club the Strongest, did Niles Brown. He takes it quickly, finds the feet of Colquitt. Colquitt finds Huskovich. Huskovich goes way left. Is intercepted in the air by Chris Ramos, who plays it back to Valdivinos for safety.
Good decision.
Really good decision. Very smart. McKinnon Clara opens himself up. You know, speaking of opening yourself up, CTS, Los Tigres, they're playing a little too central. Look at the width on the pitch. Now you got some movement here on the bench for Club the Strongest. You know, it was just pointed out to me that the width is just so wide open. That should be the focus right now for Coach Footsop is, guys, utilize the width of the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, especially that's with the 5-back system. You're waiting for those wingbacks to really give you the space.
Put to the far post, Steven. Valdivino steps off his line as there were 3 Los Tigres soaring in the air trying to find that ball. Valdivinos found it first. Samuel Johnson battling Kirbasa. A lot of meat out there on the pitch between 26 and 99. It's going to be a nice battle here in the next 35 minutes. I'm excited about this one.
And it's not letting off anytime soon.
No, it is not.
Well, the Los Tigres knows that they, like, as we get closer and closer into this game, they're going to be going, ooh.
Montero goes down, Steven.
That's nowhere near the play. What happened
Yeah,
here?
he gets back up quickly. Sorry I interrupt you. Continue,
no, that's
partner.
a good point. I mean, with that, I was going to say Los Tigres, they're certainly not only feeling the pressure of this matchup, they want to get up further and further. And with those 3 substitutions warming up on the far side, I think they're getting ready for potentially what could be their trump card. It's got to be something, because if this doesn't break apart Rovers, I don't know what will.
No, I couldn't agree more. Sebastian Montero plays it up the left side for Chris Ramos. He did not keep it in bounds, did Ramos. bit too heavy from Sebastian.
With that, we'll be going to Los Tigres. Looking at a throw in here. Substitute's not yet ready.
Remember, Steven, last season in the Regional Cup over the summer, the Rovers, they were on another level. They, I think they need to find that form, and it looks like they're about to.
Right? I mean, Rovers, they're just a hair away from it at the moment. They're so close, but not quite. And, of course, now we have the changing of the guard, especially at the front of their formation. Maybe that's what really takes them into that next gear that helps them find that next level. But, I mean, this is the perfect time. If you ask me as a manager, when does my team need to be, starting to fire on all cylinders? Last round of the group stage, they're where they need to be. It's just, can they continue this progression going into the playoff bracket?
You know, one of the players to highlight from that Regional Cup that we were just talking about that Rovers won last summer, Luke Sexton, he's not even with the club right now. And just, you know, we were talking about a lot of the great midfielders here in the UPSL Georgia division. If Luke's not up there in the top 5, I don't know who is. So you just can't imagine how great this team's going to play. But here comes Jair Lopez on the right side. Beautiful in-swinging ball to the far post, just a bit too heavy. Rodriguez was at the back post. So was Win Boonprasert, but Rovers are going to win themselves a throw-in nonetheless. But yeah, Steven, you insert Luke Sexton back into this midfield. The depth now that Rovers have, it's going to be a clean season. Bar injuries like they had last year, the sky's the limit for this club. The sky is the limit.
Yeah, and depth is really a luxury that not a lot of teams have at this division. You have your starters and you have everyone else, but the second that you give yourself more options, you turn from a competitor to a champion quality
Over the head of Rennie Matthews, Norman Carmona has some space on the right side, on the left side. He's driving it into the 18. Nutmegs Rennie. Norman Carmona. Norman Carmona! Great defensive play at the last minute by Josh Francombe to stop one of the Golden Boot leaders from last season from tying this game up. Harris Huskovich. Nice defensive play, stripped by Jair Lopez. Lopez played a hospital ball trying to find the feet of Alejandro Rodriguez. Aiden Colquitt steps in. Is it going to be a foul? Niles Brown, referee says no, play on. Rovers win the ball back. They're going to push it up through the middle, looking for Johnson and Rodriguez. Headed back through the middle. Rovers get the ball back. Here's number 18, Manuel Carrillo. He had a brace on the opening day. Plays a beautiful ball trying to find Alejandro over the middle, just not on the same page. Look for those two. Look for those two. They're gonna, once they get in sync, they're gonna find each other a lot of times during this coming season. Stripped by Jaja. Darius Jaja trying to get himself back into this game. Speaking of brace on the opening day, long shot attempt for Los Tigres off the woodwork. But did it hit the American football goalpost?
Oh, we're going to need
to see a replay on that one. But as we speak, it looks like Mauricio Cross is taking off his penny, and he's going to come in. He's got 30 minutes of action. Okay. Here's the replay.
All right, so it's this push forward by the front line, played back over here, long shot attempt.
I don't know. You know what? It deflected. It hit.
Oh, double?
It hit the soccer crossbar, then bounced off the football bar. Got it.
So it's a tricky angle to see from here, but yeah, that checks out. But I mean, if that wasn't the case, that's honestly sometimes the detriment with playing on the American football pitches. Sometimes you can get a ball with a little bit of spin that does naturally come back, but gosh, Los Tigres, this is the most dangerous 10 minutes they've had all day.
Niles Brown and Jamal Titiliayo taking a seat, making way for Mauricio Cross. And I'll find out who else in just a second. Trying to look for Samuel Johnson. Sandoval steps in. Great defensive play. One back by Montero. Montero used the outside of his foot. Plays on the inside. Finds Jair Lopez. Figueroa. Lopez, nice hesitation. Almost put his man on his... Anyways. Intercepted by Obel. Finds Jaja. Darius Jaja. He's got McConan Clare in front. Plays it to Norman Carmona, who is offside once again and putting his hands on his face. Norman Carmona, that's the third time he's been called offside this game. And again, Stephen, we just want to bring it back. That match fitness, that awareness is just a bit off, but we really think that he's going to clean that up come regular season, right?
It's crazy. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the timing, it's just a little off versus the training pitch when you get into game. Things just happen to go a little bit quicker. That fraction of a second can be the difference between a goal and not. But that's the offside that's going to hurt him the most, because that was basically a 1-on-3
Yeah.
that Los Tigres just couldn't figure out. They couldn't solve it, and they couldn't crack the code.
Mauricio Cross coming to the club, the strongest Atlanta from Siege United. Finds Abel. Cross trying to play it out to the right side, looking for Jaja. Intercepted in the air, played out to the right side. Manuel Carrillo. He's got Krabasa, and Carrillo is going to be fouled hard by number 6, DeWitt Alamu. Carrillo wants a yellow card. Referee says, nah, no yellow this time. It's going to be a free kick for Rovers.
It was close, so we're going to see the replay here. But I believe the fact that he somewhat was already trying to get out of the way, he saw the contact coming, he was already off his feet, he just kind of floated there, does prevent the card. If he was flat-footed and gets taken out, I think that's a card. But at the end of the day, if it prevents any sort of injury, still wins the ball. You're going to win the ball. A few dissenting opinions from Los Tigres.
Yes. And unable to keep it in bounds was Josh Friend Combe. Throw-in Club the Strongest, who argue that they were fouled. Referee disagreed. Going to be throw-in. It's going to be taken by Abel Abe. Number 2 has been all over the pitch today for Los Tigres. He should be proud. So should his coaches. He's played quite the match. Let's see if he's got something left in the tank to tie this thing up for Club the Strongest. It's going to be a foul committed by the Rovers, and this will definitely be a yellow card. It's going to be on Sebastian Montero. Little scuffle over there between Mauricio Cross and Jair Lopez, but that's broken up quickly. Sebastian Sandoval, the captain, is going to take this free kick. Jojo spreads out, gives him an option. Nice movement by the goalkeeper, and that's what we're talking about. It's more than just shot stopping now. In 2023, you have to have a good first touch, your vision, you have to play the ball to feet, and it's these new hybrid goalkeepers.
Yeah, you have to be a field player with hands. That is what it is
exactly.
nowadays.
I like the way you said that. Nice flick here. Can Carmona find some space? Rennie Matthews able to clear it out. Club the Strongest knocking on the door. That confidence it's building a little bit. It looks like as soon as Mauricio Cross comes onto the pitch, Steven, everybody's head, it just storms up.
Yeah, but so far, Rovers have yet to really break ranks in the backfield. They are staying determined, they are staying composed, and they're not letting Los Tigres get the perfect opportunity. Here's that ball over the top once again from Rovers. They just find the head-on that goes through. Not quite sure whether to kick it away or go to the keeper. Ends up kicking it away. Never going to be upset about that.
Huskovic steps off. Joey Lieto steps on. Big throw-in. Head on goal. Still bouncing inside the 18. Joey Lieto just steps on the pitch, and his first touch is inside the 18. Nice bit of skill there from the number 6, DeWitt Alamu. And it's just not enough skill, as it is going to result in a Rovers goal kick. Another dangerous play inside the opposition's 18 for Club the Strongest. There's just no end game, Steven.
They're building up to it, and as you can see on this play, they lob that ball into the corridor of uncertainty right in front of the goal, try to get some techers, playing a little bit with the right stick and FIFA there, trying to find their way down to the byline, but with it so cluttered, you're not going to find an appropriate pass, and unfortunately just doesn't work out for Club Strongest. And it's almost an enigma kind of with how soccer goals come up. They are instantaneous, they are single moments, but they are often built up to it. And right now, Los Tigres, they are building up to it. You can feel it coming.
Mauricio Cross's pass was intercepted in the middle of the pitch by Sebastian Montero. Trying to force another pass up to Rodriguez, who had some space. Just when able to find him was Win Boonperser. And we got some more bodies warming up over here on the bench for Atlanta Rovers FC. Looks like we got Augusto Del Rio, Zach Bacher, and number 23, Sammy Benana, all warming up, about to see their first minutes of action today.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Rovers are seeing Los Tigres start to walk back into this game, and they're like, look, we need to lock down this midfield, we need to lock down this back line, and we need the fresh legs. We need people who are going to help us see this game through.
You know, I want to make a statement.
Hit me.
We talked about earlier how Atlanta United bully ball, just completely bullied Los Tigres. And I've mentioned Mauricio Cross a few times since he's been on the pitch. Since he's been on the field, he's already committed a couple of fouls, and I don't mean them as just committing harsh fouls. I'm talking he's making his presence known. He reminds me of Weston McKennie for Leeds United, immediately steps on the pitch, makes his physicality known, and I think that's a piece of the pie that CTS might have missed last season going in the latter part of the season. I'm excited to see what he brings for Los Tigres come this spring.
Yeah, it's a very valuable tool in any field player's kit. Not only the ability to make your impact felt, but to let players know you're there, to put it in their mind that, hey, this specific guy's there, and always making them second guess whether or not they should cover you, whether or not they can let you go.
100%.
It's the difference maker.
100%. Back in possession here are the Rovers. Playing up through the middle, looking for Samuel Johnson. Did he come from an offside position? Referee disagrees. Back in possession here, Alamu. Nice ball. Does it have enough juice on it to find Darius Jaja? Jaja broke inside the 18 as Boone Persert goes down. Referee says get up, but Valdivinos was there to make the save. Still 1-0 for Atlanta Rovers FC. If you're just now joining us, first half goal from Chris Doron Aguero sent Rovers FC up 1-0 right before the first half whistle. Can club the strongest, mount a comeback. Here comes Alejandro Rodriguez. Carrillo at the far post. Johnson at the center. Rodriguez. Shot on goal by Rodriguez. Didn't get what he wanted.
Look at all this space on the right flank.
Chris Ramos, all the time in the road to put it back in the middle. Headed away by, if Cross didn't get that little bit on it, Josh Francombe was there for a volley attempt. Mauricio Cross, great, tiny bit of deflection there. Could have been 2-0, Steven.
Yeah, those central defenders are really having to dig Los Tigres out of some poor situations. I mean, I really want to look at that replay, but we're already pressed up here. But that right flank was just so wide open.
Yes, you're exactly right.
Like two members of Rovers.
He teed it up.
They're having a tea party there. No one was coming to mess with them.
Samuel Johnson tried to clear it away. Nice little header to break up the pass by Doed Alamu, but right back to the feet for Chris Ramos. Pushes the inside to Montero. Nice 1-2 by the Rovers midfielders here. Chris Ramos cuts it back. Finds Montero once again. Montero uses that left foot, puts it to the back post. Montero finds him at the back post. Head on goal from Jair Lopez. Just wasn't enough. Puts it right in the hands of Jojo Sandoval. But that's what you like to see. Take the inline, put it up top.
Where are all these attackers coming from? There's like a phalanx of Rovers players at that back post that just materialize out of thin air. And the fact that they're not exposed to the back on the other way just baffles me. That's phenomenal. And we're going to see here once again on the replay, getting that right side, very comfortable, shifting it left, forward, back, right, not afraid to feed that ball over top. And yeah, there's just three guys here, all of them are on side. That is insane that Rovers just make it look that easy. Now, if only they can find that one extra thing, they're going to go 2 up in this game right quickly.
No, that was a pass from Mauricio Cross that went out of bounds. But in his defense, he did tell Norman Carmona, I need your heels on the chalk. Heels on the chalk, that won't happen. Crucial clearance there from Matthews as Carmona was right on his back. Carrillo brings it down, but it's going to be a stoppage of play for a little bit of blood for Josh Francombe. Kid's played a phenomenal game today. Let's hope he gets cleaned up, or this could be a day for him as we are in the 70th minute.
Yeah, it looks like just nose being the casualty. Not sure if that was on the header or potentially shoulders tend to be, or in the mouth actually. Blood, typically we like to keep that in the players. I suppose it does help that the kits are red, so it does roll right off, but
it will be a substitution. Number 24, Zach Bacher, is going to step on. Unsure of who it's going to be for, but he is at the halfway line, ready to make his first appearance. And it looks like Cameron Verona's up. He may just be going to have a chat with someone, or Verona's going to see his first action of the tournament.
Very interesting. Oh, I see what's happening. Because he came off the pitch, the ref is saying you cannot come back on until I allow you to come back on.
Yep.
So because he had to be seen, that's what's going to be. We will also get the trade. So deciphering some of these substitutions, but I think we finally got it.
Yep, Boone Persert's going to take a seat. Wins had a good game today, solid game.
It's a great addition for Rovers.
Absolutely.
I can't say enough of the player, especially out on the defensive wing like that. Did wonders for Potros. Of course, they never quite made the title run, but I think he's in a far better position to do so now.
See, the thing about Wynn is he's a player that does his job. Forcing a save attempt there from Valdivinos. He didn't get a touch on it as the ball sails wide left. It's going to be a goal kick for the Rovers. But like I was saying, Wynn Boone Persert did his job.
I'm not sure if this is the region to start quoting the Patriots a little bit, but you got a good point.
Right?
He does his job. That, at the end of the day, especially at this level, you don't necessarily need a superhero. You need 11 people on the same page playing the same system. And yes, if everyone just does their job, you're going to find the advantage more time than not.
Looks like Sebastian Montero is going to have a seat. Give yourself a round of applause, Sebastian. You had yourself a day. Number 25, Augusto Del Rio, will enter the pitch for the first time this afternoon. Del Rio had a few starts last season. He's going to be looking to salvage some more minutes, keep his time as one of the starting attacking midfielders here for this Rovers squad. But I tell you what, like I said before, Sebastian Montero, Win Boone Persert, they're going to make things hard. But one thing you love as a manager, DEPTH, depth. Stepping off of his line was JoJo. Samuel Johnson was going to test him. He knew what he had. He knew what he wanted. He just didn't get it on target. Goal kick, Los Tigres.
That is a gambling man strike right there. Just, put it at the net. Maybe it'll go in. I suppose you do miss all the shots you don't take, but
Exactly. Good call.
at the end of the day, Rovers still firmly in control of the game at this point. Los Tigres have had those 4 or 5 minute segments where they've been pressing, but it's still just it's the moment. It's that last pass. It's that last touch of finesse that they've been missing. And if they can find that for 2 moments now, they can take control of this group, but still a big ask at this point.
Joey Lieto finds Alamu. Alamu pushes it out to the right side. Abe. Nice defensive play by Buchanan Clare. Early on last season, Clare was struggling, but he really just has picked up his play from the latter part of the season, and he's coming into this season so strong. Moved into the center back position, and just a key player for this Rover squad. Cross attempt coming off his line. Diving on top of it was Jorge Valdivinos, the North Cobb High graduate. Made a nice save. Quickly rolls it out to the right side to Chris Ramos, who's got nothing but space in front of him. He decides to play a nice little pass to Manuel Carrillo, who dumps it into Del Rio. Del Rio looking for Rodriguez. Can Rodriguez beat Sandoval? He cannot. Sandoval scoops it up. Cross wants it. He's got a little bit too many men on him right now. Now there's some space. Give it to him. He finds the feet of Krabasa. Krabasa plays it back to JoJo. JoJo looks up. Finds Krabasa once again. It's going to be a foul on Samuel Johnson. Clips the feet of Archange Krabasa. Free kick for Los Tigres. They have some words. Samuel tells him, hey, I didn't mean to. Krabasa's like, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, the soccer is not a game for silence. It is a game for letting people know exactly how you feel at all points in times, whether that be the opponent or the referee. A little bit of danger here. I was interested in the distribution, going for a sidearm throw instead of a bull out of the back that close. Oh, that's again. That happens again.
It's a yellow on Johnson for sure. 2 in a row.
It has to be. You almost see the exact cause and effect between what just happened, the words that were just said, and what happened there.
Yep.
If I'm the manager of Los Tigres, I'm keeping an eye on my man because I could see retaliation here. And soccer's also a game of passion. Sometimes passion gets the better of us.
Man, that's a bad fortunate luck right there for Los Tigres. It was a nice ball played over the top there by Krabasa. The referee just wasn't ready. He was filling out his yellow card information. But we're going to get back in play with Joey Lieto for Los Tigres. He uses his left foot, tries to push it up through the middle. Can Carmona? Just couldn't get to him as Claire is able to clear it away for Rovers. Alejandro Rodriguez playing out on the left side. Unfamiliar space here for Rodriguez, but he's going to battle no matter what as he's still winning the ball here against Colquitt. Colquitt tries to put his hands on him to slow him down, and Alejandro wins a foul in the midfield. Number 6, DeWitt Alamu commits the foul. Free kick, Rovers.
Rovers just a team of fighters. They want every single one of them want the ball. Every single one of them will get knocked down and get back up again.
Carrillo puts it to the far post. Jair Lopez, can he keep it in bounds? Lopez has Bacher right behind him. Bacher's got the ball, and he's got space. He one-touches it to the top of the 18. Los Tigres is able to clear it away, but it goes right back to the feet of Claire, who one-touches it back inside the danger zone. But it's going to be another foul on Samuel Johnson. That's his third time he's touched the ball in a row, third foul in a row. He's got to be careful. Got to be careful. I know this is a regional cup. I know you're trying to make a name for yourself, but you got to be careful. Can't get it read right a week before the semifinals.
When you're trying to get your name written down somewhere, usually it's in the papers, not in the referee's
on
book.
The score sheet, right?
Exactly. That's the one place you don't want to be written. And you see once again, it's just a silly foul. I appreciate, like I literally just said, they're fighters. They want the ball. That's not a dangerous situation. You can wait for him to take it down, and you can look to take him off of it then, but Starting to get a little feisty back here.
You know, if a red card is issued, it will follow over into the regular season. That's just something to note. So you got to be careful. This, 10, 11 weeks of the season, every single point matters. And if one of your best players isn't there, availability is the best feature.
And remember that technically this match doesn't matter to determine whether or not you get into the playoffs. It does matter for your positioning.
Exactly.
But we have these semifinals coming up against us. Somebody's going to have to play LGSA. Someone's going to have to play Coachos. I want all of my best players for each of those matches. I don't want to lose anybody.
Nice bit of movement here between Carrillo and Lopez. One back in the air by Frank Holm. Tried to bring it down to his feet cross, but he was fouled by Carrillo. Referee, I guess it was a high kick on Mauricio Cross. It's going to be a free kick for Rovers.
Yep. He comes in. What happened was they were looking to control the ball with the feet. Rovers came across, went for the header, but got kicked. Yeah, you see here. Just not looking about what's next to him. Got to the ball first. It's not malicious.
Yeah.
It's completely normal one to happen, but yeah, I understand why that goes Rovers' way.
Check out Chris Ramos down here. They go to the left side. One-touch clearance.
That's a lot of shouting going on.
And most of it's at their official, Giovanni.
As is natural.
But you got to give Gio a break. He drives 2 hours from school to referee, and he's out here all day, every weekend, showing us how it's done. Round of applause to you, Mr. Giovanni.
Absolutely fantastic. That takes some strength of will I frankly do not have. I'm a goalkeeper. I can say there's some strength in there. I don't know if there's that much strength. And I do also want to point out not only him, but also all the other referees here, all the coaches. Everyone in this league is here for development. Everyone wants to get to the next level. They want to be a part of the North American soccer ecosystem and help bring everyone up together. Absolutely love the passion here because everyone's here because they want to be.
Ball's played inside the 18. Joey Lieto, Rennie Matthews battling, cleared away. Very, very crucial clearance there by Augusto Del Rio. Second half substitution for the Rovers. Rovers have won themselves a throw-in. We're about to enter the 80th minute. We're live from Heinz Ward Field, Terra Stadium, UPSL Georgia Regional Cup Match Day 3, Match 2. Atlanta Rovers FC on top. Club the strongest Atlanta, 1-0. Great game so far, exciting game. Los Tigres have had their chances, just haven't been able to capitalize. Here's another great opportunity. It's going to be about a 25-yard free kick.
I couldn't think of a better place and a better time. This is actually a phenomenal setup for Los Tigres, either to find one in directly or to find one in off of a set piece, but that's dangerous to give away.
I am Drew Dickinson alongside Stephen Johnson. I have no idea where that came from. I really have no idea where that came from. Is there a Stephen McIntosh?
It sounds like a thing. I'm going to be honest, I didn't immediately notice.
Jeez.
It sounded right to me, and it's my name, but
we'll both digress on that, I guess, right? Free kick, Los Tigres. Crucial time here, down 1-0.
That's a lot of men in the wall. That means a lot of free runners.
Loops it to the back post, head-on goal attempt by Mauricio Cross, unsuccessful, but it will result in a corner.
Ooh. They're going to set up for this once again. Look where the goalkeeper's positioning, too, actually, on the other side of the pitch. The Los Tigres goalkeeper, he's sitting up at the 40-yard line. He knows that all of his members are up. He wants to be here. This is sweeper keeper territory.
Yeah. Dangerous, though. Corner's taken, headed off the line by Frank Combe. Right back to the feet of Abel Abe. Abe cuts it back in the inside. Finds Darius Jaja. Jaja dancing in the midfield. Finds Abe. Abe goes far post! And it hits the upright of the American field goal post, and it will result in a goal kick. Nice bit of passing there by Los Tigres. We need to see more of that.
Right. They're opening up the space for somebody to find the shot, and that was the correct trajectory, wrong power or wrong elevation. It had the bend.
I like the idea.
Yes. If it was just if he was a little bit more over the ball, that is exactly where you want to put that for a chance, but, just a bit up outside.
Valdivinos takes the goal kick, puts it right up the middle. Going to give his team a chance to battle in the air. Mauricio Cross for Los Tigres wins that battle. Through ball attempt. Jaja on the back shoulder of Rennie Matthews. Rennie lets it roll into the arms of Jorge Valdivinos. Scary play there. Jaja is hungry. He hasn't scored since opening day. He's going to want to put another one in the back of the net.
That takes some confidence in the goalkeeper in that kind of situation with that kind of player bearing down on you to have the game sense to manage the clock.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw what we thought was confidence in Jason Chavez in the first half, and it bit him in the butt. Here comes Manuel Carrillo. He's on the right side, defended by Crabasa. Carrillo's got Ramos out to the left. To the right, shot's on goal, right into the arms of Jojo Sandoval. Jojo runs up to the top of the 18, gets a quick punt. Didn't get what he wanted. Jair Lopez tries to bring it down out of the air. Alamu makes it difficult, wins the ball back for Los Tigres, but Jair battling. Lopez wins the ball back, shaking and baking over on the far side, wins himself a foul, free kick for the Rovers.
Yeah, Los Tigres are struggling to get out of their own defensive third from time to time. Once they get it into the attacking third, they're starting to link up a little bit better. Still work to be done, but they're having a hard time getting it out, and that does start with the keeper. And that punt, I think it went about the 30-yard line. I've seen that guy throw. He throws further than the 30-yard line. So he just needs to be able to calm himself and really hit these side-footed volleys and hit these punts well. Because he's got to be like we always say, the goalkeeper is the foundation for the rest of the team. It's the start of the buildup, and it's the start of how you begin your attack.
Yeah, goalkeepers, if you really need your punting lessons, give Cosmos Azuru a call over at FC Birmingham. Cosmos, what do you charge? Let us know. Here comes Manuel Carrillo down the right side. Tries to put a bend on the far post angle. Samuel Johnson tries to put one in the goal from the air. Just didn't get what he wanted. Kind of hit the inside of his calf. Los Tigres able to do clearance. Battling in the midfield here.
Oh, no.
They got to be careful. Referee's right there. Frank Holm and DeWitt Alamu. Things are going to get a little cheeky here. Both teams got to settle down.
Yeah, and we do have a replay of this naturally. Goes up top. Good ball played back across. Ball cleared out to that far right side. And just two players who want the ball. We were talking about it's the extra movements after. It's the extra movements after that really get them. It's the lock of the arm. It's the follow through the throw. Good to see everyone understands we're competitors. Good to see the hand.
Yeah, show
high
sportsmanship.
Five.
I like it.
That's good. I was definitely worried that could devolve very quickly, but props to them for being competitors.
Yeah, Giovanni was literally right in the middle of the scuffle to break it up, right before it happened. So great position there by the official. Because like you said, Stephen, that could have been bad.
Right.
Francombe brings it out of the air, pressed by Jaja. He goes right through the middle. Not sure why he did that. He had Chris Ramos wide open out here on the right wing. Ramos puts his hands up and says, "What's up, bro?" Los Tigres in possession. Mauricio across. Joey Lieto slips. Can Lieto maintain possession? He does. Tries to beat Ramos. He cuts it into the 18. That's going to be off Ramos. It should be a corner for Los Tigres, but the referee right there disagrees with Los Tigres and awards the Rovers a goal kick. That could have been a crucial call right here in the latter part of this game, Stephen. Wow.
I mean, all it takes is one right now, and that could have been the one, especially goalkeeper taking a long time to go get it. I'm noticing that a lot of people are slipping today on this pitch. Don't know if it's just a new surface, but going hard into that corner.
Ooh, that looked to be off Rovers.
It depends. The only way I agree
what
with you.
What did you think?
Yeah, what's our tech guy think? VAR. Hands up. All right, fantastic. So just like regular VAR, but
I love that. I love you for that.
With that, the only way I could see it, and maybe the ref had a better angle, is if it came back off the thigh of the attacker. It looks like it was a follow through from Rovers. It could have bounced off of Los Tigres, but it is now lost to history, and all we can go from here is go forward.
All right, interesting play here. It was a clear foul. Giovanni looked to his AR to see if the AR was going to throw the flag. AR didn't. Referee made his own decision. Yeah, VAR is really slow today, folks. We apologize.
Well, here we go again. We're really going to get
slow-mo play right here from
all right.
VAR. What do you think?
I could see it coming off his knee there or something. I think so. I think it was close enough. I'm not upset with the ref about that. But that's the best we're going to get. I think he made the right call. I can't say I wouldn't put money on it, though.
Unable to keep it in bounds was Carrillo. It's going to be a throw-in for Los Tigres. Time's a ticking. We're entering the 87th minute. They trail Atlanta Rovers FC 1-0. Both teams have already advanced to the semifinal. We're battling for placement here. We do have a substitution lined up for Rovers. It's going to be number 23, Sammy Banana, who will enter the game. And stepping off the field, and what a day he had, Mr. Jair Lopez Figueroa all over the pitch today, making himself known, solidifying his starting position for this Atlanta Rovers FC squad. Great game today for Figueroa. Johnson brings it down out of the air. Nice touch from the big man. Rodriguez battling Colquitt. Colquitt once again wins that battle, Steven.
Yeah, and I really just want to take it back to that last substitution that you mentioned. I feel like today, you've said at least on 4 or 5 different occasions, what a match he's had. Fantastic. And I think that really does go back to the idea that Rovers, they have this depth. They have so many options they can turn to. They are going to be a very exciting team this season. Not to mention, we're still in the cup.
Exactly.
There is still a cup to play for. We're still going to playoffs. It's going to be phenomenal to see.
And it's not. Let's not forget, because Club the Strongest, listen, they're down 1-0, and they're still missing their leading goal scorer from last year, in Kush Clark, who did say in our chat on our YouTube channel that he will be back soon. So that's something to note. Kush Clark, Darius Jaja, the addition of Mauricio Cross, Norman Carmona. I mean, again, the sky's the limit for Rovers, but the sky can be the limit for Club the Strongest Atlanta if they just play the way that they can.
Yeah, I think when you're looking at the race for the lead, I think LGSA, always you got to put a lot of respect on them. But I feel like every other team can be in the conversation. That top 5, it's all down to can they find the last part. Look at that run up. They're looking for this big throw.
Ball's thrown into the 18. Jorge steps off the line into those Tigres. Sneak one in the back of the net and tie this up. Oh my gosh. Mauricio Cross comes off the bench in the second half and puts it home.
Pick that out of the back of the net. That's not the cleanest. That's not the most beautiful. That's not the highlight story, but it's the goal that they needed, the moment they needed. What a throw here. Just, once again, chaos. Chaos can be your friend. Los Tigres, goalkeeper, just never gets control of it, isn't able to meet it at its source, and now it's a race against the clock. It's a level game, but still, Rovers lead on differential.
Game on. If you're watching back home, get your popcorn ready. We've got a fascinating 30 seconds plus stoppage time because both teams want it. I want to go back to Stephen McIntosh. I know why. Stephen McIntosh, player, defender for Club the Strongest Atlanta. He's away from the squad right now playing in the indoor league with the Columbus, I believe it's the Columbus Rapids, right, Larry? Columbus Rapids, yes, indeed.
Larry says yes.
Shout out to you, Stephen. Can't wait for you to come back, brother.
Shout out to Larry.
Lieto trips himself up right there. Trying to play it through was Ramos, looking for Del Rio. Nicely read by Club the Strongest. Abella Bay in possession. Nice defensive play there by Zach Bacher to knock it out. Throw in Club the Strongest.
We are now in stoppage time. It is completely up to the referee. How much longer do Club the Strongest, a.k.a. Los Tigres, have to find their prey? 1 goal would put them through with control of this group.
Is it time to go hunting, Steven?
It's always time to go hunting with
Los Tigres. Nice outside of the foot play from Joey Lieto. Can Jaja beat Valdivinos? Oh my gosh, Lieto and Darius Jaja almost shocked everyone in this tournament and won this game at the death. Great defensive play by Jorge Valdivinos. It's going to be a foul in the midfield on Manuel Carrillo. Darius Jaja goes down. Cross wants a card. Check out this replay.
Yeah, that's just a great cross pitch shot outside of the foot. It's great that he gets it off because outside the foot it's hard to get that way, but it means that it bends towards the keeper. If it bends the other way, maybe it comes back, but then you don't get in that position. Very close, just doing everything they can to put their attackers in the best position possible to bring this home for them. And this is what it's going to be. Way too far to find a shot, but you're just trying to get the best position possible. Give yourself the best odds to bring this home.
Ball's played into the far post. Can Los Tigres score at the death? Head on goal. Far post shot! Acrobatic attempt, but he's going to be offside. Oh my gosh. He had the far post wide open. Was the acrobatic attempt necessary? Number 6, Dawid Alamu almost sent Los Tigres to the semifinals in the first place position.
All right, here's the replay. That's worth 1 at least. Looking at his position, he's offsides. He is clearly offsides, unfortunately. That would have been a goal we never stopped talking about if that went through.
You could not have said it better. Francombe in the midfield. Foul on Jaja, free kick Rovers. Time's a-ticking.
It's not often the referee is the one responsible for the most time being lost here.
Remember, Stephen, we talked about it earlier. If it stands, The Rovers are going to win the group due to goal differential. One goal separates these two teams. So right now, the winner wins the group. Simple as that.
Correct. Like you mentioned, if standings go through, it's 7 points apiece. 2 wins, 1 draw each. But you can almost see Rovers are playing this like that it's a draw.
Matthews able to clear it away. Lieto runs it down. Nice defensive play there by Ramos, but Lieto wins it back. Cleared away to the feet of Krabasa. Krabasa plays it on the inside. Lieto finds Alamu. Alamu plays it out the right. You know, I really like that attempt there from number 14. Nice one-touch, low hard pass into the 18 corner at Los Tigres.
Keep in mind, we didn't have a lot of stoppage during the game. 3 minutes kind of feels like the natural time here.
Absolutely.
I don't believe. And here's the goalkeeper. They know.
Yep. Here comes JoJo. Well,
There he goes. Seem to have slight confusion.
yeah.
We're at least going to get this attempt.
Look at the.
I don't know what else beyond.
Look at the big body at the back post. Number 4, Aiden Colquitt. It's going to be a right foot out swinging corner, Steven.
I don't know why the goalkeeper's up, but they're leaving 2 defenders back.
Kicks away. Head on goal attempt! What a save by Jorge Valdivinos to save that goal off the line. And that is going to be the game. The score ends 1-1. An attempt at the death to win it by Los Tigres is taken off the line by Jorge Valdivinos. Atlanta Rovers FC are going to win this group due to goal differential. What a game, and there might be a chance we see these two teams later on in this tournament. Here's a replay of the final attempt.
Yeah, once again, just the dying moments here. Los Tigres trying to find absolutely anything. Goalkeeper alone at the back post. Great jumping save. I think that just barely dips under the bar. If he is not right there, right then, tries to get the break going the other way. I'm actually curious to see how much the coaches told the players about whether they go through on goal differential or not. It looks like they really wanted to find that win. But either way, they'll be happy with the result here today. I think they could have gotten more. I think they still have a lot to build on. But Rovers look dangerous, and they look like they want to keep their title.
Everyone watching back home, you just watched two teams in the upper echelon of the UPSL Georgia Premier Division. Unfortunately for us, it ends in a draw. What a game. Lots of opportunities. Atlanta Rovers FC, Club the Strongest Atlanta, will go to the semifinals. Atlanta Rovers win the group. We have one more game to go right after this. FC Atlanta Academy taking on Atlanta City FC from Heinz Ward Field, Terra Stadium. Atlanta Rovers, Club the Strongest Atlanta, 1-1. We'll be back for our final game of the day in just a few minutes.
This has been a presentation of the UPSL. Any use of this broadcast without the written consent of the Atlantic Soccer Media Group is prohibited.